Locksport. Today we're going to be checking out one of the other things we do in Lock Labs, which is pull tail pieces off of cylinders so that we can more comfortably pick the cylinder, hold it in our hand without getting stabbed by the end bit, but also safer to send these off in packages with their little beastie removed. And so that's what's happening to these ones. They are going off in a newbies package. So these tail pieces need removing. These ones have a particular kind of tail piece, one that is blurred. Focus far out. Today will be good. Does this YouTube vertical not focus? You've got a little pin there that has a spring at the base of it. You need to depress that to be able to rotate this, to remove this and this. So that's what we're going to do. G'day Chuck Soup, welcome in mate, good to see you. How's it going? I've got a lot of these to do, so I'm just going to get started. And chatties while we go ahead. How's all been? What you been up to? Elijah, g'day mate, welcome in. Sorry that I didn't get your keys off to you this week, it just wasn't happening. But this week, new week is not. Oh, I'm just gonna keep wedging it. He's not over yet. So, never know your luck. Well, that's what I'm hoping on anyway. Not much, says Elijah. Elino's been cleaning up with the new speed picking. Just got the bylock, didn't you? Now, it does make it easier if you've got the right. Oh, it's fallen in the hole again, jeez. If you've got the right size implement, but we don't, so we're using a pick, pushing it down and trying to move this, but what's happening is this is not moving. In time for that to rotate. So something's going on. So we need to investigate. So the first one we pick up, we need to investigate. Zoe the cat, meow, welcome in, good to see you mate. Okay, we are rotating with some force. We should not be rotating like that on our own. But that pin is wedged, as you can see, so it has not popped back up. Oh, there we go. It's just popped back up. Speak of the pin devil, it's just a surface. Now is it going to get stuck again? Yes. Predictable. Whoa, spun that around. Okay, what happened then? Yeah, fell in the hole again. Yeah, that'll be right. Okay. David Romano, the lockpicker meow. G'day, mate. How's the beautiful kitty cats going? Yep, I'll narrow it down. The ones in your house. to start off with. Come on, how can the first one? The first one's going to take this long. Getting up to number 10's going to take some time, isn't it? Jeez. Alright, that's off. Now keep that pin. It has a depressing, it has a thin end. That is what goes in those little channels there. But we've got to get it started. And since we had difficulties, I'm thinking it probably is just crud in the thread. So push it down, get it out of the way, get that thing on, get stuck, push it down again, all the way as far as you can. Push it down and hold it down, but keep sliding off, keep it going, keep trying. Well, if you've been working like a dog or blake, your cat will not be happy. Lockpick an engineer, g'day mate, welcome in. So you get it to that point, whoa, if you can find some focus somewhere, which would be fabulous. Oh yeah, there you go. But that's not where you want it. You want to back it off by at least a quarter of a turn from that point. So you've tightened the thing on, so you know that this plug's not going to come out. When you pull the key out, it's going to come out cleanly. It's not going to get stuck. It's all going to be sweet. But you're not going to be able to turn nothing else because that thing's too tight. So let's untighten it. So you get back to depressing this beastie. Push it down. Yeah. Usually do it flat on the desk and back it off a quarter of a turn. Yeah, do it flat on the desk is always good because we don't have a third hand. Come on. Oh, it's going sideways. Hook onto the side of the lip of the pin. If it does not want to play ball, back it off quarter of a turn. There we go. Test with the key. Now what you want to test for is that the key will come out. Yep, on its own. It's not coming out on its own, is it? No. There's a slight movement there. See that? That'll misalign your pins up there into the pins into the holes down in there. So what you want to do in that situation is hold your key and push back on your cylinder while you pull your key out. Yeah. That tells you that your back isn't tight enough. So we just give it another little turn, push it down, grab it at its side. Come on. Today would be good. No. Tighten it a bit more. Test it. There's no movement on the cylinder. Is always good. It's a good sign. Put the key in. Pull the key out. Yes. There we go. It's always going to do that, isn't it? That's what we always down, 9 to go. What are you doing, David? Explain that, what the problem is. I was watching the little Beastie and missed what you said in the chat. You want to say again, Dave? The kick cylinders, key knob cylinders, that's what these are. These are for a newbie picker. So these are going out to them in their package of newbie locks that I've already picked and sorted through and stuff. Oh, you've been working too hard, David. Yeah, well, cats don't come cheap, do they, David? Yeah. So from the first one, I know that I screw it all the way down to the back edge. It's a slippery little sucker. It's too far, so we come back up. But all the way down, come back a quarter, but we want to come back a bit less because we knew that is what we had to do on the last one. Lockpicking Engineer's got a dual side follower with a tool on one side to do that. Oh, smooth. Two down. Just pulling up the chat so I can read the chat a bit better. You've got a dual side follower with a tool on one side that can do that. That's a lot of hours, David, that you're doing. Plus your kitty cat stuff. Feeding the little beasties. Probably a round edge hook is not the best hook to use. Probably a flat edge would be better, I'd say. I'm glad Hector was able to cover your shifts at the colony. Ah, come on. Might have to shift to a hook with a flat edge because it's just a matter of just sliding off a fraction and ending up into the cavity. You messed up your lock picking meter. No. Right, let's fix go. Flat hook. Come on. Okay, almost. What's artichoke gonna beat you? I have been away from the internet, away from life. Now that fell out. You saw that little pin fall out. So you gotta make sure you still got the spring. It's a tiny little thing, and they're hard to find, as in to replace. So don't lose those beasties. Just whack them back in their little hole. Remember, the end that doesn't have that thin end goes up the top. Everything else goes down the hole. Right. How's everyone's week been? Couple of weeks been? In your picking competition at the meetup, says David, whoever picks the most locks in a box of associated sorted locks wins. Artie is pretty much guaranteed to win this year. Oh, you're kidding me. No way. You could ace that. You'll practice your experience with level lock, bridges, lock stuff has got to put you down for good practice. You are in good stead. I reckon you've got this. A call the mastering's holding him up. Ooh, they can be nasty. Nothing like the old vintage locks that slay the modern people down. No matter if you can do a fancy graphic of me lock or not, it should still slow you down in real life. David's currently in fourth, missing about 5, 8, 1, you think? What? Ah, alright, back off. About there. Hit the key. That one. You have to take the dog to the vet tomorrow because she has an infection on her tail. Ah, Betty got herself an infection on her tail. It was because there is partway down the tail is a gland, and that gland occasionally gets blocked or gets blocked hair or whatever. And on Betty's case, it gets quite inflamed and big, and she loses all her fur from around that spot. And yeah, and then it settles down again, and then it'll flare up again and settle down again. That's a constant. Feel for your doggo, yeah, totally do, totally right, David. We feel for your doggo, so Pat's gonna be a brave puppy. Happy Jewish New Year, says David. A new year already. Happy New Year. David says, may you all have a good and sweet year, as they say in Hebrew. Full locked. Bring it back a bit. Test it. Beautiful. Matt's a lock shop. Welcome in. Good to see you. We're removing the tailies so we can send them off to a newbie and they don't hurt their hand. They don't need the tailies. Elijah said he picked the Locksport 334 in 4 seconds. Still trying to get the record though, but just not as fast. Just not fast enough. 4 seconds. How is that not fast enough? 4 seconds, Elijah. That is a brilliant effort. Absolutely brilliant. 4 seconds. So what do you have to be? What? 2 seconds or something? each time I go and look to the chat, I lose the pin. Oh, that is tight. Okay, back off. Yeah. 4 seconds is the record held by, you can't remember, but you're trying to beat it. Whoa, 4 seconds. So what do you got her up to, Elijah? Have you equaled it? David, you've never picked a 334B, a 334 ever, so you what the floor me, yeah. Totally what the floor of all of us. Yeah, it's always a milestone pick. So I first brought one when I first started, thinking I'd be able to pick one instantly. Beginners starting with Lockwards. We'd love to do. So yes, needed to learn to kick locks before I could pick Lockwards. Elijah's equaled it. Good on you, mate. You like using something a bit broader than a pick, like a flat head or the head of a nail. Better to get a purchase on that pin. I agree. Totally slipping off it. See, use a nail. No, that's a good idea. More like a flatty. Well, that's why I went for the flatty. More like a flathead screwdriver. It's just that these threads are a bit cruddy, so they're grabbing. So it's causing a bit of an issue. Lockpicking engineer says the most lock that they've picked have been wafer locks with 3 wafers just because you lost your jiggler keys. Yeah. That's pretty good. It's still cold here. I've had the rug up. It's been in the lock lab tonight. not the warm nights I had anticipated that would be here already. Well, they're not. Yeah, definitely gonna have to get something better than a 90 thou. Um, um, um. If the thread was threading smooth, then I wouldn't have that issue. Lockpicking engineer. Where did I get all the locks? They're not common in Australia. No, they're not common in Australia. Oh, they are a little bit ish. These are Doricks. These are a New Zealand brand. And I scored all of these from salvage yard. You've been really hot up there, David. You're getting blown away with some heat. Yeah, we could use some of that heat down here, David. It's definitely going back to winter, and my body is not impressed. Back it off. Test it out. Beautiful. Concentration. Concentration is everything. Yeah, no worries, David. Totally understand. Yep, that can be a dream of everyone's. Happy Jewish New Year to those that celebrate that New Year. You get shorts and t-shirts. I got an hoodie on, but then again, you know, I'm in the lock lab, no heating. As soon as the sun goes down here, like slightly down over the horizon a bit, over the trees, then it gets really cold real quick. So we have to close up the house or we lose our heat. Because we've only got one heater. Speaking of one, I need to get another one. Make up 10. From memory, one of them didn't open. Oh, I just grabbed a handful because I don't have to bend down again and have another head rush. In case something wasn't suitable again. Right. No, we don't want too hard a bidding for a beginner. But then again, I didn't really look at the other ones. But, well, I glanced at them sort of thing. Did I pay attention though? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll soon find out. No, the nights have been getting really nice and mouldy and the sort of weather you can go out in a t-shirt and go, oh yeah, no breeze, it's good. But the last couple of nights it's been freezing cold, raining. And spray. Come on, get down there. So these kick cylinders are really good for one to learn to pick with, so you can progressively pick with them. Change the pins around, change the keys around, that sort of thing. And you can it's basically a challenge lock starter pack in a kick cylinder because you can modify the 6 elements you have to modify. I think it's 6 elements. And then, yep, because these are all standard pins, top and bottom. 5 pins, so you got 10 elements in there. Plus you've got the core as another element that you can modify. Rosh Hashanah, you are not to use electricity or technology, and you eat honey with apples, says Lockpicking engineer. Honey with apples. That could work, yeah. I could do honey with apples. Let's count these. We got these right. Okay. Yes, puppy. You're kidding me. You're not kidding me. She's not kidding. Lord. 1 moment, please. Talk amongst yourselves. Be kind. I shall return when I've taken the puppy to the toilet. I'm gonna put you on mute. Well, Bill, and welcome in. Good on you, doing the hard grind. Now, lost count. Anyone else keep count? We're gonna have to count them again, aren't we? You just didn't keep track, did you? Just as me. Well, yeah, there is a story behind the brass frogs. Oh, yeah. A lockpicking engineer, and the story is that these little brassies should just something like that. So those little brass frogs, they were created by an artist whose name I can never remember. However, this artist created this creation of two frogs as the lovers. Now, there were other frogs in the series, but these two turned up in a brass collection I had, and I kept. When I got into a new hobby, such as another thing that included brass, such as fell in love with brass padlocks, then I thought I should really get rid of my brass collection. However, I wanted to keep all my brass animals. Puppy, are you serious? What? What's wrong? You just went to the toilet. What? What's that? What's that? Hey, it's time for your bed. You've had dinner. You just went to the toilet. So get out of the stream. Where is she? Yeah, there we go. Hey, puppy girl. Looks like you got a hat on. So we don't know why she's grizzling. All her puppy needs have been taken care of. Oh, look at that beautiful Terry B. Let's just focus on that piece of gorgeousness. Look at it. What a stunning bit of work. You're looking at purple heart. Puppy, I'm gushing over the pic here. Can you, what? All right, I'll pat you with this hand. Beautiful pic. So it is brass inlay. You're looking at purple heart timber, little skulls, a key, brass key and brass lock in it. Mother of pearl. You're looking at the star symbol of protection. You are looking at a magnet in the rear of that pick. That thing can pick up your shim. You know what I'm saying? Can pick up your tension wrench. You got figures that won't function for you in the morning. Just use your magnet on the end of your pick. That's too easy. Yep, it's the end of the day for me as well. It's been a long day. Oh, Betty's not happy. Something's in her way. Hang on a minute. They didn't. I moved it. It's out of your way. Lay down. You're all good. So, these are really good for making challenge locks because they're just a cylinder. Easy to send overseas, lightish in weight. You've already got cut keys that you can work your challenge lock on, and yep, just a good starter kit. Spotted this one. This is a wafer lock. It's usually in a housing like that, and then that turns. This has come out, the retaining clip at the back has come loose. If we hold our fingers on the top, we ease out the key. Ooh, a bit jammed. Okay. Now I can see why you were taken off the door. You are stuck. Ooh. You are really stuck in that middle position. It's the correct key for it. They're all down. They're all flush. Correct key. So it should give it back. It doesn't want to let it go. Fine. I'm not going to figure out why you want to fight with it tonight. Oh, it's a double E. Well, it can carry on if it wants to. So I now have that side. And now I have a box like that that I need to be able to find a way to pack it a bit better. Because I just put in those 10 locks. So one of the golden rules of sending locks via the post is, with transporting locks anywhere really, is take the key out of the keyhole. Don't transport it like that with the key in a keyhole. Not a good idea. Keys can easily get bent, snapped, and not a happy day at the other end. So don't risk it. I'm looking for my plastic bags, which I found, and now I have lost again, of course. Need to find a replacement quickly. Will that fit? No, that fit 10 locks in that bag. what I might do is just let the person at the other end have fun with the keys, matching the keys and the cylinders, because otherwise I have to find another way to secure them. Then I'm getting my little Locksport day ready for tomorrow. So these need to go off in the post tomorrow. One was Elijah's keys. So, Elijah, was there anything else you wanted from me? That's a lot of movement there. It's not. That's not good. Not good at all, people. Tighten that sucker up. What was it? Pushy down a tool. Yeah, well, if I can, I will. Elijah. Because I'm going to the post office anyway. So this one. Come on. Come on. Okay. There. Oh, much nicer. E34. Now, I wonder if putting them on a baggie is going to be an issue. I'm thinking it is, because the way I had envisioned this was to try and get it in the smallest bag possible. The post is to stick it in a thin box. You need to stick it in a thin box. Right, I'll make sure I find a thin box next time. And I'm thinking I found a thin enough box. I'm thinking, but it's thin is the same as wide because I need more width. I need more depth in the box. Because what I thought was these, along with its keys, could go flat on top. It might not. It's not looking flat. I was thinking I would shove it in. So normally I would have all these lots packed individually and stuff, packed tighter than a duck's butt in bubble wrap and a shitload of sticky tape. But this isn't a normal situation. This is a bunch of used lots that are heading to a newbie. So, and you don't know if they're gonna like continue on with it, you know, the sport or not. So don't send stuff that you going to have an attachment to, because I might decide not to carry on, you know. Wouldn't expect them to want to send the locks back, just, you know, move the locks forward through the community. So I could do it individually and shove them in little spots. And I could do the same with the keys, I guess. Are you serious, Elijah? Elijah has designed a sticker to commemorate my 24-hour life. That is sick. Hi, Elijah. You've blown me away. Yeah, I'm offering. Right, let's try and shove these into little spots. I've lost one on the floor already. Okay, we'll have to grab that one later. So, to the recipient. To look for the score on this. Sorry that you have to find 10 kicks hidden like Christmas candy or Easter eggs and your box, and then you have to match them up with your keys. Well, I'm skimming on packaging here. Well, I'm testing something out, whether this box can do the job or whether I will need to break it up into two smaller boxes, which I was able to score at the pet barn today when I went there with Betty to go get her. It's like a calming chew. It's not a medication. It's a chew thing, and it helps her. It's got things like chamomile and things like that, and it keeps her calm, relaxed when she's got to work. That don't look like it's going to shut. Oh, there's still one on the floor too. Labs, g'day mate, welcome in. Good to see you. You're just organising a organising a box to head to an EV. I'll just drop the lock on the floor. Luckily I've remembered. My 10. Now, I wonder if it'll go flat. Yeah, I reckon it might be around 4 kilos, 3 kilos. I wonder how heavy it is. Oh, nearly dropped it. Quick reflexes, I tell you. Oi. Okay, perhaps that box might not be strong enough. We shall find out. Alright, everyone stand back. Okay, we're going. See? Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, well, that's 4.920. We're at a 5k limit. Means I can't put any more stuff in, no, nothing else in there. Have to be careful with how much tape I put on it too. I went for thinking I had 2 kilos to play with too. May have gone overboard a little bit, going through locks and throwing them in the box. But you get that. Alright, let's take all that 5 kilos of locks. Stick that back in there. Oh, truth. Just fill out the rear of the box, roll down the back of the thing, roll down the back of the folding cabinet, down the back of the window, down the back of the wall, and just hit the floor. You wouldn't think all that could happen in that short amount of time, but I swear that was the sound you heard. Well, let's see if we can squish it shut. Since we've made weight. Let's see if we can squish it shut. There's a bit of a gap there. Just be like that. Squeeze it. Oh. So I think I'm gonna bridge that gap. That gap should be bridging. Okay, how much are we bulging? We're a little bit bulgy up the top. Bulging a little bit out that side. Not bulging too much out that side. It's just the bulge at the top that's the issue. Right. Duct tape. Duct tape. Elijah. Hey. Mate. Yeah. Duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape. Duct tape. No duct tape. Uh-oh. We got regular cellophane, masking tape. No, not masking tape, what do you call it? Packing tape. What concerns me about this box is that I don't have enough stuff in it. Look, I usually put a shitload of bubble wrap in my things, whether I'm sending them interstate or overseas. And it's just making me a little bit nervous not having this thing wrapped up tighter than a bear and a skinless cat snuggled in together. Because this means I'll be relying solely on Australia Post baggage to keep the package safe. Would I put my trust in Australia Post? Shouldn't I? So, should I take a leap of faith and put my faith in Australia Post? Oh, it's 5K for lock. Squeeze it and take it. Alright, it's been cold. Let's squeeze it and take it. We're doing it. Oh, I know what else I want to send him. I want to send him some of that stuff. Which is over there. Now this stuff is okay, precariously balanced. It is all of my windscreen wiper blades, metal ones, and street sweeper blades, metal ones that I've collected over the years. So like these are good for making the escape picks. These are the street sweeper blades. They polish up beautifully. Wiper blade. It's the guts, the internals of a wiper blade. Focus. Thank you. And so yeah. That's a good general size. And the next one up. Small and medium. Oops, never really used the large. So I'm just going to cut them a few bits of that. Some of those bits of stuff from the box. Oh, but we've already we've already reached our max on weight. We're going to have to rethink the box. To be able to decide what to take out. What a bum. Alright. So instead of going for variety, let's stick to the specifics. Specifics are of what they specifically requested. They specifically requested padlocks and kick cylinders. And I sent some knobs and door cylinders and stuff so they know what it's like. The applications it's used in and stuff. So I'm thinking that is super heavy. These are super heavy. That one doesn't. suppose I could go through these and remove more tail pieces. Maybe I'll just put it in. This is really heavy. So I wanted to give them a variety of Aussie rocks and shapes and sizes and different applications and stuff. But perhaps not good to that way for the T-bar. Nope. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Let's pack these cylinders around that square thing. Flat, flat, flat. We're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. Yeah. Alright, that didn't close naturally. Let's just give it a squeeze. Yes, but it will seal with a little bit of gentle persuasion. Alright, I think we have our box of goodies ready. Right, let's cut our centimetre length and pack them. So we took out this much weight. Of that. So we should be good with the other. Now let's grab the cutting implement from over the work there. And I just use a little one of them. You can cut it with a Dremel, or you can cut it with pliers, or you can just do twisty stuff. Why? Okay. What sizes have we grabbed? What size? I think that back one is slightly bigger. Focus. you to be my eyes so focused. Thank you. Today. Focus. Not helpful. Yeah, well, it just feels like it's the same width, really. So, that one's interesting. What makes it interesting, I hear you say. Oh, thanks for asking. Because it doesn't have the snap lines. See those? They're like fracture points when you're trying to make a tension wrench. But this one doesn't have any. So that's really useful. Okay, so we're going to cut some off. And the other one I've got also doesn't, because they come in pairs, don't they? Okay, we're going to cut that off. The first thing we do is we cut off our little end bit, which is that bit there. So we good if we had 3 hands, of course, but let's just go with what we've got. And since we've got animals, we don't want to be spitting metal bits everywhere, so we want to collect them as they fall. So the average tension wrench is what? I don't know. For me, it's about having a tension wrench that's versatile in the space you're trying to use it in. So sometimes having a really short one like that is really useful because you don't have much turning space. And other times having a long one is useful because you've got plenty of turning room and you want to be able to crank it down on it. So it just depends. So I try and make them in the middle, about that length, which works out to be about, I think it's 150. So that's what, that's it, 20 plus 80, so 100. So yeah, for the bigger ones, I go on the bottom of the keyway. And some of the other ones, depends on how big your hands are. So just for some stock to send to someone, I'll just do some rough measurements on that one. And then they can, you know, cut it shorter and fold the base and stuff. Round it off. They might like to make a Z-bar, which is tension wrench on both ends, one longer and one shorter. Or you might like to just have a tension wrench, a short one on one side and nothing on the other side. So I like to send at least 2 bits of steel so that they can be versatile in their selection. Okay, so they're good ones. Put them across there. And we want, I'm only going to send one of the really wide ones because I don't have much of it. This is all I've got left, so I don't divvy it out much because the wide blades are really hard to come by. So that's a bit shorter than the others. And so, do you reckon they're medium or small? Grab another. Blade. I might just send some of this steel. This is sweeper blade, so it's off a street sweeper blade, sweeper truck. Some metal prongs. Some council have moved to the nylon plastic ones, so it's just putting microplastics into the waterway. Others have stayed with metal. So that's one that's just come off. I found it on the road and picked it up so I wouldn't drive over it. So you just straighten them out and polish them up and turn them into whatever you want. So that's a pretty good tool to have. Let's gather up bits so we don't lose bits. Right, so we've got some tension wrenches, something to make some picks out of. Let's wrap them up in some plastic and whack them on a bit of cardboard. So I don't punch a hole through the box. What can I use? That'll work. Okay, get ready for your happy little ride across town. Alright, where's the scissors? Good question. Like Locksport and crime. Yes, you learn all sorts of skills Locksport, more than just lock picking. You learn some of these essential crafting skills on how to package stuff for Australia Post. Essential crafting skills. If you get them like that, shove them down the side. Hopefully they'll be happy days. Look at that. Look at that. Just like I bought one. Right. I reckon while the going is good, we should wrap her up tight. Let's do it. Let's do close it. Oh, I might stick it in the vise. Oh. Squeeze. Total squeeze. Come on, seal the gap. Did it do it? Boy. Before it pops. Oh yeah, gonna get hit. Right. So I'm about to run out of tape. Lucky we got some spares. Because that's every lock spotter in their lock lab does not want to run out of sticky tape in the most inopportune moment. Such as getting a parcel ready for delivery that you've been wanting to get out for a while. And then you're finally getting your anus key to do it, and then you run out of tape. That's why we buy in bulk. You just gotta spend 20 minutes finding the end. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So let's take it long ways. That's the only space I've got to work as well as this small space. Can work with me now to get some squeezing. Right. Okay, so let's give that away so we know how much tape we can splatter all over it. Oh, we can't. We lost the what's down the back of the thingy. Oh, street. Oh, that's not a good day. Well, we won't be fishing that out tonight. Well, we're just gonna wing it, you know. I live dangerously, you know. Feel a little bit on edge when we go hand it over at the post office. Yeah, are we underweight or are we overweight? Yeah. Let's live dangerously and find out on the day. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll work. Well, I just needed to get on and complete that task. There's a lot of other tasks I do need to complete in the lock lab. However, they won't be getting completed this evening. I have a very sick wife, which you might not be able to hear in the next room, attempting to breathe, and so my brain's a little bit distracted as it gets. So I just wanted to be able to complete this package to be able to send this out to the newbie and get Elijah's keys out to him tomorrow. I'll send you both a Discord message with your, what do you call them, thingo numbers, Australia Post, ID, track you, mongrel, where's my package number, thingo, whatever they're called. Yep, one of them. Yeah, so I'll send you your tracking. Well, thank you for everyone for calling in this evening and hanging out with us while we get stuff done in the lock lab. Locksport, it's not all about the glamorous lockpicking with the gorgeous lockpicks. Sometimes it's about a sleepy frog. Yeah, and pulling tail pieces. Not frog's tail pieces. Let's not get it mistaken. Thank you, Elijah. Thank you, Willem. Thank you, Labs. Thank you, Matt. Who else was here this evening? Lockpicking engineer. David was here and then he fell asleep. That's right, yes, David. Matt Swatcher. I think Zoe the cat called in for a moment there. Anyway, thank you everyone for keeping me company while I get stuff done in the lock lab, which is very important to get stuff done get things moving, keep things flowing through your lab. Especially when you're in a picking slump. Yes, there's plenty of other things to be done in a lock lab besides picking. Good night, everyone. Stay legal. Temptation is everywhere.